I should be on. Okay. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Fredericksburg. We are situated on the ancestral homeland of the Rappahannock and Potomac tribes, and where enslaved people were forced to work on the land. We acknowledge that this land holds many histories, great stories, and the blood of a people.
Good morning. Our handbells this morning have worked up two pieces from opera, both by Giuseppe Verdi in honor of our fire communion today. Our offertory, the handbell chorus from Il Trovatore, hopefully will remind you of the fiery forge. But our prelude this morning, Madonna Mobile from Rigoletto, brick oven pizza.
Good morning. I am Sherry Pastori, she, her, and I will be your worship associate this morning. If you are joining us as a guest or a first-time visitor, we are glad you are here. You are invited to leave your contact information at the welcome table in the foyer. We look forward to getting to know you. Everyone is invited to fill out a card about a personal, significant joy or concern that you would like to share during the service. You may pick up and leave your card at the Joys and Concern table in the back of the room. Our pastoral care team member will collect the cards and read them later in the service. Here at the UUFF, we strive to nurture learning, inspire spiritual insights, create compassionate relationships, and lovingly transform our community and the world. Please join us after the service for coffee and conversation. I invite us all to greet one another. People online, if you have muted your audio or video, please take a moment now to unmute so we can all greet one another face to face.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. That's why I print my own out. I have stars where I'm useful. It's so good to have everyone with us here today. Uh-oh, okay.
I was having so much fun welcoming and greeting everyone. This is my first service back for the new year because I was off last week. So I want to wish everyone a happy new year. My name is Reverend Doug McCusker, and I'm the minister here at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Fredericksburg. And I'm so glad you could come out on this day that actually feels like winter again. Not that I'm complaining about the mild weather. Our invitation to worship is from Wisdom Within by Valerie Kaur. I think I'm going to need my glasses. Now, Valerie Kaur is a Sikh activist and a civil rights lawyer. She writes, I believe that deep wisdom resides within each of us. Some call this voice by different sacred names: Spirit, God, Jesus, Allah, Om, Buddha nature, Waheguru. Others think of this voice as the intuition one hears when in a calm state of mind. Whatever name we choose, listening to our deepest wisdom requires disciplined practice. The loudest voices in the world right now are ones running on the energy of fear, criticism, and cruelty. But I must not lose myself at the feet of others. My most vigilant spiritual practice is finding the seconds of solitude to get quiet enough to hear the wise woman in me. Of course, this is Valerie speaking. Her voice is quiet. I have to really get quiet in order to hear her. How do I know when I am hearing her voice? She is tender and truthful. She's not afraid of anything or anyone. She does not give me all the answers, but she does know what I need to do in this moment. To wonder, to grieve, to fight, rage, listen, reimagine, to breathe, or push. She helps me show up as my best self. Come, let us worship together.
Please join me in reading our chalice lighting words, which are found on the screen. As we light our candles this week, we imagine the lights that shine within each of us. We each have intention. We each have experience. We each have thoughts. We each have feelings, and we each have wisdom. May these candles remind us to be in touch with those best and most unique lights of our own being, and to bring them into this room today and to all that we do in the world.
Hello. So our opening hymn today is number 184 in the gray hymnal, Be Lamps Unto Yourselves. We will do it through twice, and Miss Maddie will play the last measure first. Be lamps unto yourselves, be your own confidence. Hold of the truth within yours as to the only lamp. Be lamps unto yourselves, be your own confidence. Hold to the truth within yourselves as to the only lamp.
Good morning again. I would like to invite for our Wonder Box a student, our accompanist, Madison Minville, who's a student at Mary Washington. I would like for you to come up, please, and help us find out what is in the Wonder Box. Could you do that? Oh, what? Say that again?
Flash paper and a pen.
Flash paper and a pen. Okay, well, let's take one of these out. So you might be wondering, why do we have flash paper in a church? Well, I'm going to give it to you. I would like for you to think of something that you would like to leave behind in the last year, in 2022. Something or someone or some habit that you have, or just something that you don't want to bring forward, that you'd like to just leave behind. Okay? Can you think of something? I put her on the spot. Okay. Now, have you ever used flash paper? Ooh. All right. So it lights up real fast. So come over to the chalice and hold the corner of it there. And if you see it start to go, like it lights, then just throw it in the air. Yeah. Don't throw it at me. There you go. Woo! Everyone, give a nice welcome to Madison, our new accompanist. Thank you.
The fire communion. The fire communion. We'll see if my mic comes on. And in the meantime, I'm going to step up here. Is it on? Beautiful. The fire communion separates the end of the year from the beginning, helping us put into perspective the joy and sorrow, the changes and the transitions, the ups and downs of the year. It's the halfway point in our church year, but a celebration of the turning of the calendar's year. End of years and beginnings. This new year calls us forward, filled with mystery. As we turn toward that new year, we take a final glimpse at the past year and reckon with all that it held for us.
Our greeters will be passing out, not passing out, they will be passing out baskets. And as they move through the aisles, they will have pens and some flash paper for you. Please pass it along, take a piece of paper. Now, as you saw, the paper is specially treated so that it evaporates in fire and it leaves no ash or no residue. So take a piece of paper and something to write with and reflect on the year behind you. Consider what you might leave behind today, like I asked Madison to do, burning it brightly so that it changes form and disappears. What parts of your life, what things, ideas, people, ways of living have become obstacles to your becoming the person that you want to be, the person who you need to be? What's holding you back? What's getting in your way of living as fully as you'd like to? So what might you burn away? Write a word or two and don't push too hard into the paper. Nobody will see it except you, the flame, and the universe.
For the next few minutes, music will play and we will invite you forward so that you can put your paper into the fire. The flames will take it very quickly. As the flame takes the paper, let it go. The fire will do the rest. If you're not comfortable, Reverend Doug or I can burn the paper for you.
And parents, use your own discretion about your children's ability to do this. This is, of course, fire. Let go, let go. I know, got fast. Perfect. Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can do that. Perfect. Here's a flame over here.
Set and hold it so you have no more space.
Drop it, drop it. Yes. Oh, it went out.
If it hits the bone, it'll get stuck.
No, that's not going to work. Either one. Yes. Did it burn you? And let it go. Yes.
Nicely done.
There you go. Just let it go. Perfect. Oh, you fold it in half. Oh, you had a nice one. Good. It was coming after you. Oh, look at you. And you can let it go. Awesome. Oops. Just let it go. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, way to go. Do you have one? Yeah.
Our ritual hymn is number 362, Rise Up, O Flame, with your gray hymnal. We're going to sing it as a canon. We'll sing once we hear the melody, and then we'll sing it once we hear the melody, and then one and a canon. This will be group one, this will be group two. So group one, after we sing it all together, then group one follow Adele, group two follow me.
Rise up, O flame, by lighting the glowing. past year felt pain and bitterness. May you be relieved of those burdens and renewed for the journey ahead. Look to the new faithful, which bring out the many unknown, and with faith in our strength, we navigate with the way.
That was fabulous. Good morning. I'm Chris Johns. I'm the Director of Lifespan Religious Education. And now is the time when we get to sing the kiddos off to their classes. What are you doing over there? You goof. Anyway, so I'm going to have everybody join me and then we'll kind of divide up once we get there. But please, is it on the screen yet? There they are. There they are. All right. If you could help me sing the kiddos out. Anyone up to grades 8, come with me. You've got the light of love within you. Go on your way in peace. So let your light shine. The world awaits you. Go on your way in peace. Come on, Stanley. You've got the light of
Today's reading comes from Linda J. Hottie. Enter with me that still place within, the center where we find not only our inmost selves, but also our connection to the farthest reaches of the universe. Here we confront our aspirations and our failings. Though we seek always for our lives to be full of goodness, we sometimes lack courage to right the injustices that confront us. Though we seek always to be generous, sometimes our fears cause us to be greedy. Though we seek always to walk the moral high ground, sometimes we judge others too quickly and too harshly. Though we always seek to understand the larger mysteries, sometimes doubt causes us to lose faith in our purpose. Here in this space, made sacred by our shared lives and our shared yearnings, may we find new courage, new generosity of spirit, forgiveness given and received, and rededication to the higher purposes of our lives.
I would like to invite you one second time that there is a table in the back where you can sit down and enjoy the concerns that you would like to share with that you would like to capture those later. Now, I think I put everybody on the spot. I didn't give you a whole lot of time to think about what it is that maybe some of you may want to have left behind, don't want to keep carrying it forward because it is so heavy. And for some of you, it may have brought up emotions. I know the one that I put down brought up something in my body. And some of you also may have felt the emotion that came up in your body. For me, it's usually my stomach. I'm sure that's the way it is for a lot of people. Butterflies in the stomach, very common thing. Because the stomach is very, very sensitive to trauma and stress and memories of things that bothered us. You know, there's a lot going on down there in the stomach. It's working 24/7, 365. Any small disruption, any little blip in the signals from the nervous system down to the stomach can cause something that you will feel, a constriction maybe gas, maybe upset. And that's because the stomach is the engine for our body. It's like the fire source for our energy. The stomach, if you can think of it in terms of the earth, the stomach is like our molten core. There's acids in there that if it got out and got on your skin, it would burn you. It's pretty hot down there. It's breaking things down, all the food that you ingest, it's breaking it down and it's tearing it up into all these little constituent parts. Some go one way and the rest goes all throughout the body to feed the cells and bring nutrients. Things that we actually need, the energy, the calories, all the things we need to be active. That area down there, the stomach, the gut, the gastrointestinal system, it has a name called the enteric system. The enteric, I might be saying it wrong because I'm not a biologist, but the enteric nervous system. And that's because it affects the entire body. There's millions of nerve cells in the lining of our gastrointestinal tract. You may have heard this, but our gut is called our second brain. There is research going on now that is cutting edge, never understood very well. Only about 20 years have we started to really get into the role that the gut plays for our entire well-being. And we all have heard of the gut, going with your gut, a gut feeling as the place where we have embodied wisdom and intuition. So we have the gut and we have the brain, and there is something that connects the two. And it's called the vagus nerve, or as Resmaa Menakem calls it, our soul nerve. It's an extremely important nerve. It connects the brain stem, the medulla oblongata, to the gut. And it sends impulses to almost all of our vital organs. It passes through the throat. It goes through the heart, connects to the lungs, to the intestines, the colons, the stomach. It's going through all that area. And it sends these impulses that it receives from our brain stem, which is also called our lizard brain. These impulses are the fight, the flight, or the freeze impulses, and also the rest. Rest. But we've heard of the fight, flight, or freeze. That's self-defense. And it kicks in when our brainstem, our lizard brain, detects something which we perceive as dangerous, as a risk. And that's what we use for our survival. We could fight, we could run, or we could just freeze and lock up. And this happens when we encounter conflict, when we encounter something that is traumatic. And it sends these signals through the vagus nerve, the soul nerve, and that's why our heart starts pounding, or our breath gets fast, or we lose our breath, or we get nauseous, because it's sending these signals all through the vagus nerve to all those places that it connects. The one thing it doesn't do any thinking. It has to go through the brainstem in order to get through the cortex, which is our thinking part of our brain, our intellectual, our cognitive brain. But what does our gut, our second brain, our soul nerve do for us? It's how we experience love. It's the embodied response to outside stimuli. It's how we experience compassion, fear, guilt, disgust, sadness, loneliness, anxiety, hope, and all our emotions. I'll give you an example. The other day, it was a nice day. You know, we had some really nice weather, and I thought, I got to get out and go hiking in the woods. So I went to Caledon State Park. And first off, during the winter, it's hard to see the trail because the leaves have covered the trail. So you have to really depend on the markers on the trees. Well, I was trying to go to the Cedar, I think it's called the Cedar Ridge Trail. It's the one that's furthest away from the parking lot. And I noticed that when I got there at the trailhead, it had police tape roped off. But I've been there before. That doesn't pertain to me. So I started going through the trail. It was hard enough trying to stay on it because I couldn't really see the trail. I was reading the white markers until a tree had fallen on the trail, and it probably was one with a marker. And then there were I just didn't see the marker anymore. And I couldn't see the trail. I'd gotten pretty far in. Something on the back of my neck, the little hairs stood up. Something in my gut was telling me, hey, it's time not to be so macho here, And not only that, I hadn't seen anyone in the woods yet. And it was about an hour before sunset, maybe an hour and a half. And it would get cold at night because it is winter. And I hadn't brought survival gear. I just had a backpack with some food and water. So I listened to my gut, and I started circling back. It took me a while, but I got out of there, got back to the main trail, and I thought, okay, they put that there for a reason. I wasn't using my brain. I was using my body. Our gut senses flow, coherence. It even senses our ethics. Many researchers believe that is where we know what is right and wrong. It doesn't feel right. Have you said that, right? It doesn't feel right. Well, that's your body talking, not your brain. The morality, the ethics, what feels right and wrong. You have to listen to your body because it's another form of knowledge. And this form of knowledge has been maligned because emotions have gotten a bad rap. They're considered weakness, people who are so emotional. Use your rational brain. Yeah, that can run you into a trail where you get lost. Our emotions are kind of like our early warning system before reaching the cognitive brain. So the vagus nerve and our intuition, all of that kicks in first before anything gets to the brain. And it's the gatekeeper to allow anything into the brain. But we need both. We need both working together. But you can't really pay attention to your nerves, to your gut knowledge, to your intuition and your emotions if you are spun up, if you are escalated in the middle of a conflict. It's pretty hard to hear your body. But you can learn to work with that soul nerve, with that vagus nerve. Because remember, that nerve, that whole system, which by the way is the 10th cranial nerve, I'm going to nerd out a little bit, connecting to the brain, it allows us to be aware and conscious. And not let our thoughts carry us away. We have thoughts all day long telling us all kinds of things which can make us sad, can make us feel bad about ourselves. Instead, listen to your body, not that chirping brain that won't go away. And if you learn to work with this, you can work through your trauma and your stress. This could be new trauma or old trauma. Trauma that has been passed down genetically through the ages. Racial trauma, trauma about poverty, trauma about any violence that you or your ancestors may have experienced. And it can just be stress, everyday stress in your job, in your life, in your family. The kinds of things that you probably wrote down on that piece of paper. If you learn to listen to the fire in your belly, your gut, and your nervous system, you can heal and let go. But it takes practice. And Resmaa Menakem, in his book, My Grandmother's Hands, gave us 5 anchors. You could call them 5 steps. And you do have to go through them sequentially. And you can do these in the heat of the moment. Or you can do this retroactively when you realize that there is something that just keeps coming up and it won't go away. It is an old pain, an old suffering of yours. The first anchor is to soothe yourself. Shut up and quiet your mind. And believe me, that is a hard thing to do. That's why it's first. If you don't shut up and soothe your mind, you can't go any further. And what I mean shut up is like, okay, the argument's going on, you're trying to win, you realize you're not liking this, so take it upon yourself to just slow down and engage an internal resource. Think of something that soothes you. Your puppy, your kitty, your child, some good experience. Just bring that to your brain and it will stop in its tracks this place where you're heading. And then calm your heart and your breath. So now you're sending signals to your vagus nerve to calm your heart, the heartbeat, and your breath. Resmaa Menakem says that you might have to say, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom in the middle of it. And you just go to the bathroom and you do this. But you come back. Don't flee. Stay in it. What you're trying to do is slow things down. But that's not it. A lot of times we think once we've done that, we're done. That's the first anchor, the first step. Next is to notice sensations. Focus on your body. Focus on that part of your body that has started to get activated by whatever this trauma or emotional stress is. Like I said, could be your stomach. Could be your shoulders got tight. A lot of people hold stress in their shoulders or in their neck. Notice it. Focus on it. You might even want to name it. That's my neck. That's my shoulder. Third step, and very difficult one, is to accept the discomfort. Stay in there. Notice any subtle change in the discomfort. Don't try to analyze it. Just notice it. Remember this: discomfort is a feature, not a bug. It's part of our body's system, its protective response system. Accept, experience, and move through this discomfort. Fourth step, stay present and stay in your body. Be in the here and now. Don't bend to the temptation to think about the past, what that person said, your argument that you should have said. That's in the past. Don't think about the future, what's going to happen now that this trauma is here. Stay in the present and accept the uncertainty because you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen next. And from here, if you can put yourself in the here and now, then you can act from your deepest integrity to be your best self, like that reading that we had. That may take an hour, may take all day, may take a week, but stay in it. And finally, the one step that most people forget is you got to discharge that energy. Now, you may have seen in wildlife movies and documentaries after the lion chases the gazelle and it can't catch it and gives up, and the gazelle joins the herd, it shakes its body. We need to do that. We need to let go of that energy out of our body. How do you do that? Go take a walk. Do something that involves your entire body. Go rake some leaves. Go do something, run maybe. And with that, the energy will leave your body. What I've just been talking about is essentially healing, which is the practice of accepting and letting go. Burning the paper today is the first step where you set the intention to do it. Staying present and in our bodies is the real fire that you must walk through. So listen to your belly, to your gut, to your body, and return to your center so that you can be the wisdom that you already are. May it be so. I think we have a moment or two to take one or two comments or questions or reflections. Really what we're looking for is any reflections that have come up in the course of this service, the fire communion or anything that I said or any of the readings. So if you'd like to share that with everyone, please take the microphone.
Hey, Reverend Doug. One of the books that immediately hit my head that I've read twice, it's called The Body Keeps the Score.
Yeah.
And it's really a long book because you just have to stop so much and be like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. But just being someone who's experienced childhood trauma and adult trauma and all the traumas, you know, it's really, and I had spine surgery, but since reading that book again after having my surgery, I had a new perspective on it too, like some of that pain that is there, it's not really there, it's just, it's there.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was good.
It's there. It's the whole body.
It's there.
Okay. Well,
I'd just like to share that what you've been talking about is something I've been trying to do for quite some time. And I remember for me, one of the first steps that was a huge challenge was to start paying attention to my body.
yeah.
Because I've been, brought up, college graduate, all this. Yeah. So I just want to emphasize that.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
During the offertory, you are invited to come forward and silently place a pebble into the bowl of water that we don't have
Did we set
here.
that up? We didn't set that up. We can do it.
For any joys and concerns that you are holding in your heart. The ministries of this fellowship continue to wholly depend on the generosity of spirit from our friends and members.
I think it's better to do it like this.
If you are online, we encourage you to donate via text message or by visiting our website and using the online donation form on our homepage. We will post the text number and link in the chat and on the screen. Greeters will be coming around with a basket for in-person donations. May all that has been shared and freely given here help us grow in generosity and caring for the world of which we are a part.
We usually think about wanting peace and happiness, and that is good. But it is also good to want to be able to experience deeply our pain, that which bothers us, our discomfort. And not just ours, but that of others as well. But remember, we must stay in it. We must feel it and be present. And if we do that, we can come through the other side and be there for the world. Closing hymn verses. Thank you.
Closing hymn is number 1028 in the teal hymnal. Please rise as you are willing and able and join me in singing. From the bars remembered burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirit into faith and freedom fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song both brave and free, calling pilgrims still to witness the life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
Please join me in reading in unison our words for extinguishing the chalice found on the screen. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of love and service. May it be a catalyst for spiritual growth and social justice as we carry it outside these walls to the world we live in until we are together again.